we are lucky enough once more to put a bow on the season. Another incredible year for your LSU women's basketball program. And we once again have the head of said program on the program, Coach Kim Mulkey. Coach Mulkey, what's going on? I know it's a very busy time, an exhalation after a long grind. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are we feeling?
Well, we're tired, but no rest for the weary. We don't even have time to, think about the last game and the season because we're in the transfer portal and bringing play. Yeah, that's what I say. Geez, it's the world we live in, guys. I'll give examples, and it's just something wrong with this picture. Now we're boarding the plane to, after a loss, and you want to kind of rethink the game. And I'm on the phone, on the plane talking to portal kids. And
no way.
Then we've got our own kids that'll get in the portal. I mean, it's just free agency, and you just never know. I mean, it's years ago you worried about transfers. Was it me? Did they not like you? Now it's they don't get in the portal because they don't like you or they're not playing. It's just, hey, got to go try to get some more money, some better NIL deals or what. It's broken, guys.
And Coach, also the timing of it. I mean, you said like you're trying to replay everything that happened in your mind, and you've had these players that for multiple years have, been with you in those relationships, and you're trying to spend that time with them, but you have to be on the phone because if you don't, you'll fall behind in the portal with the current calendar. Like, why is it that we have to have that right now while we still have games going on?
You're preaching to the choir. I don't know the answer. I just know that kids are visiting places when the playoffs are going on, and we're done now. So now we'll bring people in. I don't have an answer. I just know that my generation of coaching peers, as you know, Saban and Neil Fortner yesterday at Georgia Tech, they're getting out. This is not what it's supposed to be like. And they're not opposed to money. They're not opposed to young people making all that they can. It's just the transfer portal is not healthy in their eyes.
Do you have a solution? Like if you were given unilateral control, do you know what some of your potential solutions would be?
Well, I would sit at a table and go, let's fix the calendar first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, it's an advantage to lose, so you can start bringing people on your campus versus those who keep winning in the playoffs, which is what you get paid to do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The calendar has to be fixed first, and then from there, the details of how many times can you transfer? Should you take a year away if you transfer? Should you have to sit a year? There's so many discussions people, talk about, but nothing is ever done. And the reason I've come to the conclusion is lawsuits.
Yeah. The NCAA has no legal power anymore.
This has been created because of lawsuits. So I'm not an attorney, and I don't know the answers. I don't sit at a table and have these discussions and give solutions, but I can just tell you, it's tiring, guys. It's tiring.
Well, and I was hoping to get on here and hear that, you got a couple days to unwind and to reflect and kind of bask in another great Elite Eight finish, but it doesn't sound like that. What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? As you said, some of the other greats, have decided maybe it's not for them anymore. What keeps you on the grind?
Well, we're going to have some days here when the Final Four begins that are called dead days. So you can't bring anybody in. You can't do anything. So there'll be that during the Final Four that'll let you come up for air. But then as soon as that period is over, you're right back at it. What keeps me going? Sometimes I ask myself that question. honestly, why do I keep doing this?
Hmm.
I don't need to win more championships to validate my resume or my career. I never, ever am motivated by money. Money, yes, it's great, but at the end of the day, if you're frugal with your money through the years of working, you have enough.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I think it changes from day to day on what it is. I think I'm in charge of a big company. That's the way I look at it. There are many people in my company that are young and just getting started in the profession, and I feel a sense of responsibility there. I feel a sense of responsibility to LSU, who has given me unbelievable chance to come back home and given me a wonderful contract. I think just still I have a platform that people appreciate, and that's just pure honesty, no agenda. I don't answer to any group of people. I just speak from my heart, and I do believe that people still appreciate that. I honestly believe that.
Well, there was that quote from Flage recently that I thought really hammered that home, where she was talking about what it was like to play for you, and that was the biggest thing, is that Coach Mulkey is going to keep it real with you 100% of the time, let you know exactly where you stand and whether you want to hear it or not. And it's that accountability that creates that. She said, "Why it's so much fun to play for you," which, I mean, that's a little refreshing to hear, Coach, because a lot of times you think about this current generation, and they don't want this, they don't want that, but some people still want to be coached that way.
I think I really have to keep telling myself a couple of things when I lay in bed at night and say my prayers. There is more good in this world than bad. I have to say that. We just see the bad. And I also say, God, I know young people's chief want in life is for somebody to push them to become what they're capable of becoming. And I just have to believe those things. And maybe that's my answer to your question, is when I don't feel like that is still the truth and what I believe, then maybe that's when it's time to retire. The critics, the people that, the haters, as the young people call it, I don't hear any of that because I don't live in a social media world.
Yeah.
I think when I speak, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, I have to believe that it's refreshing to have a coach that just speaks how she feels. And when I can't do that and I get up there and it's fake and it's phony and I have to think about what I say because it has to be politically correct, maybe that's the time to step down.
Coach, and we're talking about the schedule and all the kind of different changes and the relationships that you have with your current former players. So whenever the season is done for you and you're having to be on the phone like immediately, like what is the process? Like what's the order, I guess? Is it, okay, let me see where my players that could come back are, be it WNBA or transfer portal, high school recruiting, transfer portal? Like when you're building this roster, kind of what's your process of figuring out who's going to be on this roster?
Well, you now as a coach never take for granted that all are coming back, because those that you never think will leave. So you have to have what I call end of season individual meetings. I can't have that this week. They're all scattered because of spring break.
Right.
But
Wow.
you schedule those as quickly as you can around their class schedule. And you have conversations, and in those conversations you get a feel if they're coming back. But let me quickly tell you, you don't always get the truth, because the portal is open till April 23rd. And as I tell people, no, the portal's always open. You can rest assured people are constantly talking. I mean, that's what they're doing. And so you never truly know. You lose seniors and who's not coming back. So you just kind of count scholarships minus seniors, and then you get in the portal looking for particular position players that you need, or who you think you can really get have a shot at signing. But the portal, they can go in the portal the last day, and it's a gamble, guys. You just don't know.
Do you have dedicated members of the staff that are monitoring the portal kind of around the clock?
Absolutely. I've never looked at the portal. I would never know how to get in there and see who's in and who's out. That's their job.
Yeah.
I have recruiters, and your job is to know who's in the portal. Your job is to, give me the information, and my job is to make the final decision. But and then you have to re-recruit your own players. And that, tell me that something's not wrong with that.
I know.
You work your whole life to get players, and you never know what makes them leave. And I've kind of come to the conclusion, control what you can control. And that's about it. That's how you survive. Just control what you can control. You can't control people leaving, so just keep working to replace them.
And here we are kind of doing the same thing that the rhythm of the season hits or the season ends, and we haven't even discussed it yet. So I guess here in the back end of this, what will be your lasting memory of this 24-25 LSU women's basketball team that finished in the Elite Eight, falling in a close battle to the number 1 overall seed? What will be your lasting memory?
Well, I think there's so many things about this team. I will think about all the close games we won. I will think about just how we fought to the bitter end in games that people didn't think we should win or that we were capable of winning. Certainly my personality is I will think and never forget tough losses, but 31-6, is that what we finished? I don't even know the record, but that's a lot of wins. And I don't ever take for granted Elite Eight and Sweet 16s because there are 5 young people in my locker room that had never been to Sweet 16s or Elite Eights. And, I don't let people value or judge my team based upon how far they think we should have gone. I'm there every day. I know what our strengths and weaknesses are, and I feel like we had another successful season at LSU. You finished 3rd in the league. You got a top 16 seed. We got to play 2 games at home. In the playoffs, you fought the overall number 1 seed, a team that you beaten the previous year.
Yeah.
You just put things in perspective, and nobody hates losing worse than I do, but you allow yourself a few days to really reflect, and this was a remarkable year, and that's kind of how I view the year, and I'll think about individual players, I'll think about injuries, I'll think about a lot of little fun things we did along the way, and get ready for another year, whoever might be on that roster.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing just how quickly you've made success the norm here. I mean, Natty, Elite Eight, like you said, hosting every single year, just truly fantastic. And it's always an honor, Coach. Cannot thank you enough. I know it's crazy busy. You got a ton going on, and you make a lot of time for us every single week here. And we are very cognizant of that, and we appreciate you. So thank you very much.
Well, it's a joy talking to you guys. You guys have an athletic mind. You guys have been in the trenches. You guys understand. You guys have been in locker rooms. So it's easy for coaches to talk to people in the media who get it, who understand, and they're not trying to get clickbait. They're not trying to get sound bites. They're not trying to, to do anything but get a true sense of what it is to be a coach and what it's like to be in a locker room, and y'all ask questions that are so relevant, and that's why I come on your show, and that's why I enjoy you guys.
Oh.
Y'all love on your families.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll see you next year if God's willing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds
Appreciate
good.
you, Coach.
Will do. Thank you again.